Hey, Yinz guys and gals, gather around for a journey like no other. It's time to hop on board the Where Yinz Goin podcast. From the rivers that meet at the point that form downtown Pittsburgh, to the sheer face of Half Dome, to the furthest corners of the globe, Matt will be your compass, your confidant, your companion as we explore the wonders of travel. So sit back, relax on your couch, and let the wanderlust whoosh over Yinz as we discover new horizons and reminisce about old favorites. With Matt by your side, the sky's the limit. Join Matt on the Where Yinz Goin podcast because when it comes to travel, the journey's just getting started. And now, without further ado, let's give a shot for your guide through the highways and byways of travel, your planning partner, the voice of the still city, Matt Schraeder. Hi, Yinz dude. Welcome to the Where Yinz Goin podcast. I'm Matt. I'm your host. Joining me again today is Amanda, who's here for the 12th time. So the Dirty Dozen.
Woohoo!
Yeah, it's good to talk to you, Amanda. Now, if this turns into another two-parter, then we get up to your baker's dozen.
Oh boy.
Uh,
Lucky number
That's really good if you're
13.
coming from the bakery. Yeah. Unlucky 13. Do you suffer from triskaidekaphobia?
No, 13 is actually my lucky number. So,
So it's especially lucky if you're going on the Haunted Mansion or Tower of Terror.
yes.
Because if you see 13 minutes as the wait time, you're walking on. So, for today's episode, there are countless lists out there that will detail the best attractions at Walt Disney World Resort. And mainly just have to look at the wait times and you can figure out, okay, the ones that have high wait times, those are the ones that are on that list normally. But there are a lot of hidden gems that normally don't have long wait times. They usually don't show up on those top 10 lists, but there are a lot of fun. So today we're going to talk about some of the most underrated things, at least in our opinion, at Walt Disney World. Now, these aren't in any particular order, but we're kind of just grouping them into different regions. But we think they're undervalued by most visitors to the most magical place on earth. And so this is where you can get a little bit more bang for your buck of doing something that's really fun without having the time commitment that you need to devote for some other ones. So, starting in Magic Kingdom, strolling down Main
Yes.
Street.
Strolling down Main Street. So underrated. People just walk right into Main Street and just bypass it to go right for the big ticket rides. Magic Kingdom Main Street just has so many details. There's so much that you can just stop and basically smell the roses and just enjoy the environment. There's little things all over the place.
And now, to be clear, I'm all for bypassing Main Street USA at first if you're going to rope drop a big attraction. But
Yes,
later in the day, come
come
back to
back.
enjoy it at a much slower pace. So, in particularly, make sure we enunciate today, get all the words out, all the letters together, the Dapper Dans, that just listening to them sing and then the little skits that they do and a little bit of comedy that they sprinkle in of whether it's their interaction with one another or some of the comments that are made or it's very very entertaining. Anytime I see them, I will stop and enjoy their performance because they are so fabulous.
Yeah, they're fun to listen to and watch. It's just a whole performance thing, and it's all ties right into the timing of Main Street USA and the turn of the century.
And that's the thing, the details that it's
Yes.
the early 1900s barbershop quartet absolutely fits.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard somewhere that the color of their stripes on their vests corresponds to what their voice is, like what they sing.
Yes. So it depends. They're all different uniforms. They're each what voice part they are. Yes. So it's
And
either
then
whether they're a bass, a baritone, a tenor.
I have not been able to find a definitive list of that though.
Hmm.
I've seen a couple of things online and some of them contradict each other. And I heard on one place that there's one color that's unique that they can sing multiple parts.
Hmm.
And so you have to decode what the colors are. And I'm sure if you just listen to them, you can kind of figure that out
Kind of
too.
figure it out. If you know music at all, like if you are any sort of like choir kid like I was, you can probably figure out who's who. But they blend so beautifully together that it is a little difficult unless you really know what you're listening for.
And even if you have no musical background like me, you can still sometimes figure it out. Oh, the dude
Hmm.
with the real deep voice. I know what he is.
Right. You can kind of
So,
tell based on how high or low they're singing.
yeah. And they also add it at different times that they'll bring sometimes little musical instruments to accent it.
Hmm.
Oh, what are they called? The little thing I've seen them at Christmas. They're like little bells you hold up and they shake. It's like actually looks like little pipes that are on a wooden thing. And there's a little like knocker in there, and there's I can play bells. I've heard them specifically singing something to like a jingles bells, and they would use those to highlight their different notes. So it's a cappella, but they do have the little music maker
Uh,
sometimes.
yeah, there's a couple different instruments. Oh, I don't remember what it's called.
Let's see, the little bell things that the Dapper Dans use. Oh, the Deegan
Organ
organ
chime.
chimes. That's
Yes.
it.
Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know that I've never heard of that. That's interesting. But that's an older instrument. Yeah.
And so it's appropriate for the time period
Appropriate.
too.
Hmm.
Now, another thing, very patriotic that happens in the little town square there is the flag retreat every day.
Yes. So it happens every day at 5 o'clock. They do the flag retreat because the flag should not be up after dark unless it is lit. So that flag is actually the only accurate American flag on Magic Kingdom property. Every other flag is somewhat inaccurate, and they do that so they don't have to take them down. They either have 49 stars, they don't have 13 stripes, they're crooked stripes, something, so they're not 100% accurate on purpose. And then that flag retreat, you can actually check in at guest services. They will choose a either active duty or a veteran who is on property that day to participate in the flag retreat.
It's something that
It's a beautiful
it,
service.
it,
They do a
it's something you should
fantastic
not miss.
service.
Hmm. And thank you all for everyone who has helped to serve this wonderful country
Oh
of ours.
yes. And then they do special services during the flag retreat if it's any sort of a holiday, September 11th, any sort of thing like that. They will add to that ceremony to
Memorial
honor.
Day, Veterans Day, things along
Hmm.
those lines.
But it's only like a 10-15 minute ceremony regularly. They do the flag retreat, they do bugles, and then whoever the honorary guard is, who either is active duty or military veteran, gets to retreat the flag, which is nice. It's special, and then they do a little certification. Whoever that person is gets to bring their certification home. They do a nice picture. It's really sweet.
So two thumbs up for it from here.
Hmm.
And there's no line and it doesn't cost anything extra.
And a lot of people, they don't announce it. It's not something that you'll find on like the app with the schedule. It's not, it's very low key, very quiet. It's just an everyday honorary thing.
And it's one of those things, if you know, you know.
Right.
And thanks to listening to this podcast, now you know.
Right.
Now, also, there are the Main Street vehicles. They have a horse drawn trolley, an omnibus, a jitney, and a fire engine. They don't
Hmm.
run all the time, but if you have a chance to hop on one, they're a lot of fun. It's something unique to do. And it's really neat to when you're driving by and you don't really go much faster than you can walk. Some people, if you're
No, it's
power
just,
walking, you can go faster even. But whenever it beeps its horn and you're waving to people going by, it's kind of like you're a celebrity. It's like, oh,
it's
how those
cute.
people getting
Yeah.
that?
Everybody
Yeah.
turns and looks and watches you go by. It's fun.
You get to be in this like so many other people's vacation pictures whenever they're snapping photos of the on the bus and you're waving to them from it. And now at the end of Main Street, Casey's Corner, the piano player, we've talked about that on here before, that they're so good. And there's one at a time, but they have some that rotate through and they take requests, although tips are appreciated.
Yes.
Now heading into Tomorrowland, the Tomorrowland Transit Authority People Mover.
Yes.
Definitely ride this.
Definitely the most
Go ahead.
underrated in Tomorrowland. Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes if it's not that crowded, you can ride it twice in a row. If you just
Mhm.
ask, hey, can we stay on? They sometimes will let you. Depends on the crowd. So don't expect it, but it can be a sometimes thing if you are, just enjoying it, getting a nice little breeze blowing through on a hot day. And definitely ride it if Space Mountain is down because you get to see Space Mountain with the lights on. Although that's when
Absolutely.
it kind of get a little bit more crowded.
Hmm.
Another favorite of mine in Tomorrowland is Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor. You get to be part of the show. I was Mike Wazowski with one eye. Make sure you
Right.
cover your eye up when you say that too.
Hmm.
And they'll emphasize that too. If they'll put the camera at one of the guests who's in the audience, and it's like Mike Wazowski with one eye, and then if they don't do it, they're like, no, with one eye, and they'll emphasize it that hinting what they want you to do.
Right.
And so it's the show is so much better when people get into it.
Oh,
Sometimes you get
yes.
the tough guy who is like, I'm not going to do this. I'm not. But um, they'll then kind of keep ribbing on them, and they'll
Hmm.
pick one person who they keep coming back to. It's like, and this guy, he's going to buy churros, and this guy, and they keep showing that one person, and just the jokes of it. Oh,
And you become the joke. So,
they're
yeah.
they're so creative. I would love if we could volunteer to be any part of that. I would, I want to tell the cast members, pick me.
Right.
So I got to see what they exactly look for. I know it's someone who's festively dressed or kind of into
Right.
it or whatever. So I need
There's
to.
got to be some sort of like hidden secret. We'll
What's the
figure it out.
criteria? I will I will do it. Let me
We will
know.
find out. There has to be some criteria.
And now there is some repeat. They do repeat some of the jokes, but there are variations, and the audience reaction to it makes it repeatable. You could do this
Hmm.
again and again and again and again. Plus, it's climate controlled if it's too hot or too cold
Yeah,
out,
it's nice in there.
and so we again it's my thing, comedy. It's way to my heart.
Although I think my favorite time to go in there is during the Halloween party because it is a treat station also, but they still have an ongoing show going the whole time. So they don't have the pre-show playing. So you walk through and it's a treat station, but you can also sit down and just watch the show. So instead of having the ongoing jokes like that, Mike Wazowski is just commenting on people's costumes the entire time. It is the funniest thing. It's I can sit there and just you people watch because some costumes people come up with are incredibly creative and inventive, but the comments that Mike Wazowski is throwing out at these people is oh, it's the funniest thing ever.
That might be another thing on my list of jobs I would want to do
Right?
working at Disney, like being Crush in Turtle Talk or
Or Mike
being
Wazowski.
Mike Wazowski. Oh, being one of the tour guides, for the behind the scenes tours. I could
Oh,
totally do that.
I could do that. I could do the behind the scenes tour guide, 100%.
And I say me, Amanda and I have done so many of them, we could probably recite the whole spiel
Yeah.
verbatim. Next up, the Country Bears Jamboree, especially now that it over in Frontierland, especially now that it's changed.
Yes.
It's gaining more popularity.
But it's still
Um,
not very popular. It's one of
it,
those
it,
like it's not a big ticket item, but people are very divisive. Either you love it or you hate it.
yeah, it's not an e-ticket attraction, but again, that's why it's on our list. It's not one of the top big ones, but I really enjoyed it, especially with I think they did a really good job of taking the songs from Disney that can become more of a countrified version and making
Yeah.
it that countrified version. And now that it is more familiar songs, kids are going to get into it a lot more because they know the songs, they can sing along with it, And so it's a more upbeat atmosphere, I think, now than kind of some of the ones that there was before.
Yeah.
They had some slower songs, but I'm a big fan of the change, and my little girl loved it because she knew the songs.
Yeah.
Now, not too far from there in Adventureland, especially if you take that little cut through where the bathrooms are. By the
Right.
way, highly recommend those bathrooms. Great
Those are
spot
good
for them.
bathrooms.
Yeah.
Yes.
In Adventureland, the Swiss Family Robinson Treehouse. Now,
Yes.
just because you don't get enough steps in when you're at
No,
Disney, you can get
never.
more. And this, it's Stairmaster, so you get to go up and down too.
So this one's definitely underrated because a lot of people, this was an older Disney story. So if you don't know old Disney, you're not going to really recognize the story of the Swiss Family Robinson. Um, they were involved in a shipwreck and they crashed on an island and had to survive. So this is their treehouse they built from what they had available. So,
And they had great ingenuity, like
oh
the little
yeah.
water thing to bring the water up.
Hmm.
And of course, they were all very, very short if you look at their beds, because the bed,
Right.
it's scaled, of course, to make everything fit. But the beds are so short that I remember looking at that one, I was like, I'd love to live here. Wait, I can't fit in that bed. I'm too tall. So, but the layout of everything and how they did it is very, very creative. And the views from up there are
Are
amazing.
beautiful. Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
get
so you
some
can get
good
some really
castle
good
views up
shots.
there.
So the neat thing about the Swiss Family Robinson movie that they're supposed to have become shipwrecked somewhere near Malaysia, and there's
Hmm.
like Malaysian pirates. And as the Malaysian pirates are attacking, they are using some actual Malay dialogue.
Yes.
That my wife is Indonesian, and the Malaysian and Indonesian languages are very, very similar. They share a lot of the same words. So at one point they're going up the hill, and the lead pirate's yelling "atas, atas," and atas means up.
Mm,
So and then my wife watched
accurate.
it. She's like, he's saying it wrong. Or like the other things like, okay, but you're getting the idea that they actually did some homework on it. And this is,
Yeah.
60 years ago whenever they made this. So it's kind of impressive they were even, that worried about it.
Right. They went and did their research.
Exactly. And that great, again, great storytelling.
Hmm.
And now the Jungle Cruise, another one of my favorites. It's not underrated. It's
Everybody knows the Jungle Cruise.
everyone, yeah, everyone knows about it. Everyone knows everything. But the Skipper Canteen, which is in
Yes.
Adventureland, you get the Jungle Cruise atmosphere and the jokes, but you also get a meal.
Right.
And there's a ton to look at in there.
Yes.
Then listen to our episode with Amanda and I about the Society of Explorers and Adventurers, the SEA,
Yes. There's a
and
lot in there.
so much hidden there that if you know the backstory of that, you can be thoroughly entertained and you're like, oh, look at that. Oh, look who wrote this
Right.
book and look who wrote that book. And look at this map on the wall. And it's a great thing to um, find those little Easter eggs hidden in there.
Yeah. Which I like they're pulling that back into a lot of the rides because they just announced that as they're redoing Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, they're pulling in the backstory as they're redoing it.
And we talked about that
And we
extensively
talked
during
about
that
that on the
episode.
Society of Explorers and Adventurers as well.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what happens, how much they've changed the queue, if at all, because
Right.
I love that queue. There's so much to look
There
at.
was so
And
much little detail in the queue, too. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with the queue to pull that story background into it, or if they change it at all. Because there
yeah,
was story in the queue that related to the Society of Explorers and Adventurers. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do to change that backstory, if at all,
or to enhance it. Yeah.
to enhance it. Yes.
So looking forward to the next trip whenever it's open.
Oh, yes.
Now, jumping over to Epcot, Turtle Talk with Crush, which we mentioned
Yes.
before, the different reactions in each show. Oh, they talk to kids, and of course, kids will say the
Kids
darndest
say the
things.
darndest
So
things.
unpredictable.
Yes.
And then Crush is great with his reactions to what the kids ask and how the kids answer. And um, he'll interview, he'll talk to some of the parents occasionally, and that's always cute with his stuff, and
Yeah,
then Crush's laid back, little drawl he has there, or Southern California accent that it
Australian.
Australian. Well, he uses a lot of some of the Southern California lingo, surfer lingo. How
He
about
uses
that?
Australian surfer lingo, Matthew.
It also goes to the Southern California stuff
Okay,
too. So it's
I'll give
both.
it to you. Sure.
So Amanda appeasing me, thank you.
But yes, he is quite a character. But
So
yes, it makes it very fun because every show is different because of the questions, and it's just he's adorable. I love Crush.
and when you're in there, after you've seen Crush or before you see Crush, just the aquarium,
Mm,
that just watching all the fish and the sea turtles and everything, that it's somewhat mesmerizing. That it's so relaxing. You can sit there and
it
watch that
is.
for so long, and you're not waiting in line, and you can see something unique. And it's kind of like how many different animals can you see and recognize? And I don't know. I've
And
always
I love
liked
that
it.
they
Go,
brought the scuba divers back into the tank.
mm-hmm.
So
And, you,
they're making it a little more interactive again.
and if you get there during feeding time too.
Oh yeah. And they do, again, they have not quite shows, but like they do training with the dolphins where you can observe their training sessions and they do feeding time with certain animals. And like the manatees, there's usually a cast member in that upstairs area who like they'll do feeding, but they'll answer questions. Like all you have to do is ask. And in the nursery, there's sometimes a cast member who's available for questions. Like Epcot, especially the aquarium, was always about education and conservation and all this stuff. Like Disney has this huge background in conservation, and those cast members are incredibly intelligent about their animals. So
Yeah,
always
they
ask the
take
questions.
they the cast members somewhat have a choice of where they work. So they're going to
Mm-hmm.
go to the ones that really, the cast members who are really into the aquatic stuff, and the animals are going to be the ones who are going to being in the Seas with Nemo and Friends pavilion. So
Mm-hmm.
they're going to be enthusiastic about it. And
Yeah.
I'm just enthusiastic to see the manatees eat like an entire head of lettuce.
I love the
So,
manatees. They're my favorite. They're so cute.
and now very close to there, living with the land in the land
Yes.
pavilion. Again, very near and dear to Amanda's heart.
Oh, yes. I love the Living with the Land greenhouse.
It's a relaxing ride. You can the core changes seasonally, so if you
Yes.
go different times of the year, it's a different, slightly different thing. And
Mm-hmm.
then, as we mentioned on here before, the behind the scenes tour.
Is one of my favorite tours. Yes. I love the greenhouse. It's just so lovely in there. And most of what they grow in the greenhouse is served at the Garden Grill and at other restaurants throughout Epcot. So you're actually, when you're eating things in Epcot, it's usually grown right there. It's about as fresh as you can get it.
It's like one of those things of whenever you go to a seafood restaurant, it's like I'm gonna pick that lobster to eat. It's like, oh, you're
Right?
going through the land. Oh, that's my lettuce tonight. I'm gonna eat
Yes.
have that in my salad.
And no, you
So
are not getting the lobster from the aquarium at the Living Seas.
no, you cannot have that.
So no, the fish usually do not come from, but although they do have a fish farm inside the land, they are
Yeah, so the fish
harvesting.
don't come from the seas with Nemo and friends, but they
They
do
come
come
from
from
the
the land.
greenhouse.
Now, if we jump across what used to be Future World, going into
Mission Space
yeah, World Discovery
was it now?
with Mission
Yeah.
Space. The green version.
Yes.
Now, the orange version is the one that spins, and you
And
really
you
feel the
no,
G forces.
I will wait and hold all the bags. Thank you.
But the green one has a usually a much less of a weight. Is a
Mhm,
shorter height limit, which is why we've done
mhm.
it because my little girl could go on it before. and there's no spinning, but the seats do tilt. So you still feel some G-force, you still feel it a bit. They're also, it's a different attraction or a different, story that in the
Yes.
orange version, you go to Mars. Is it Mars? Yeah, I think it's Mars.
You still go to Mars on the green side.
I thought you just went around the Earth and then you
You
come
go
back.
around the moon.
Or just around, yeah, but you come back to Earth.
You come
So
back to Earth. Yeah, I was gonna say.
but they are different. So you get if you done the orange one, if you still want it to do a different experience, it's still kind of fun and less weight. It's the green one. So it's similar things of you have to push the buttons and everything to land and
Yeah.
you're kind of controlling it. So the same overall theme, but it's a different version of it. So it's worth seeing.
hmm And then that play place is probably my favorite play place in all of Epcot.
Oh, right outside of that,
Uh,
that my
is it
little girl
Mission
did not want to
Control?
leave.
Whatever they call it?
Yeah, it's right.
It's
We're sort of
inside the exit.
yeah.
So
That
it's climate controlled, which is nice, but that's probably one of my favorite kids' play places in Epcot. It's got all the tunnels you can climb in and all the fun stuff. So we spend
yeah.
a lot of time in there.
It was funny the last time we were there. My little girl said, "Can we go on that space ride again? Because I want to do the play thing after we're done." It's like it's not because she wants to go on
No, it's just
do
the
mission space.
plaything.
I want to
That's
do the
how,
play.
yeah.
And now the other nice thing is right around there, there is a little outdoor playground too. So if you're
Yes.
there, that's not too hot. It's a nice area. There's a lot of trees there, so it is a bit shady.
hmm
And also they have the little fountains right there that come out of the
Yes.
ground. There's another one that's underrated. Is over with by the Imagination Pavilion, the dancing
The
fountains
dancing
and
fountains.
the upside,
Yes.
yeah, the reverse fountains and the dancing waters. That I
I
as a
love
kid
that.
we loved playing in that and getting soaked, and now as an adult I just love watching it. Not quite so much getting soaked, but it still amazes me of the water just jumping over. It just mesmerizes me.
hmm
And now just strolling through the World Showcase.
That
There's
in and
no
of
lines.
itself.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, there's plenty to see. There's no lines. There's delicious food in every country.
Yes.
You meet cast members from different countries who are more than happy to talk to you about what
hmm
it's like in their home country and the different cultural things. And you get to learn something. So it's educational, which makes Amanda's mom happy.
Always. We always had the rule that if we ordered something in the countries, by the time we were teenagers, my mother would make us order in that language. It
So
was
brush
very
up.
fun.
You're bringing like the little pocket dictionaries with
Yeah.
you.
Because that was before cell phones. So,
Although, yeah, whenever I was in high school, I got a little digital one that I could use. And
oh,
we actually took it with us whenever it was the end of my freshman year of college. So 1999, we went to Germany to see my now brother-in-law. He was over there studying as a sort of exchange student with
mm,
his international business stuff. He had to study abroad for a semester. And so I got to use my little German translation thing on it. There was like French, Spanish, German, maybe Italian. I wish I still had it. I don't know what happened to it. Probably broke because it was,
old.
that was 25 years ago.
Yeah.
Over 25 years ago. So yeah, and we're gonna talk. We'll have a whole episode where we talk about the World Showcase at some point.
Yeah. But
But
there's
that,
always something in the countries to investigate. I find new things in each of the countries, or I find something out about each of the countries every trip I go.
oh,
So,
and the performers they have there too.
are wonderful. You just hang out and watch, and you get a show. Find a
And
little
again,
snack, get a little drink, have a little show, have a little shopping. Yeah.
yeah, and these are well known, and people talk about them all the time. But you're not going to get a big line. So I think that even though they're kind of well known, it's not. I think they're better than what they're given credit for.
Yeah.
So that's why
Agreed.
they're on our underrated list.
hmm
Heading over to Hollywood Studios. Actually, before we leave Epcot, the Spaceship Earth.
I
There's
love
usually
Spaceship
not much
Earth.
of there's not much of a line in. Oh, I well could and have done that multiple times on a trip.
I've done it. multiple times. I also am raising a Sheldon Cooper for a child, and his favorite ride in Epcot is Spaceship Earth. So, yeah, we ride that often in our family.
And taking my little daughter on it, it's like trying to teach her the cultural things of, okay, look, this is the 70s.
Right.
Look at her hair, look at her shoes. She's like,
Mm-hmm.
those are weird clothes, Dad. I was like, well, it was the 70s. It made sense at the time, okay?
Right.
So
And
it's
he
a great history
absorbs
lesson.
things, which is
Yeah.
interesting at that age to see what they absorb. But we always thank the Phoenicians on every Disney trip.
Yeah. Otherwise, it might be hard to read anything.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. Well, I guess the some of the Asian countries came up with other systems
That's true.
separately. So we'd all be doing the characters and different stuff. So,
Yeah,
but still,
it'll be a little
you we'd
harder
never
to
learn the ABCs if it wasn't for the Phoenicians.
correct.
Now let's go to Hollywood Studios. So, in just walking around the the parks, I think is underrated anyway. You can
Right.
see so much little detail, and especially like whenever we talked about Main Street USA, the attention to detail and the little nuances and the things that are put into place, and just listening to the music and how it all ties together. Of it fits. That if
Mm-hmm.
something wasn't there, it would stand out. But since it's there and it's supposed to be there, it just blends in. But it blends in
Yes.
so perfectly that if you are conscious of it, you know, like going through Galaxy's Edge, going through Toy Story Land, seeing
Mm-hmm.
Andy's footprints on the pavement, over in
Yes.
Echo Lake, seeing Gertie's footprints in the
I
pavement
love
with the
Gertie.
cracks around it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all those little nuances that it's the neat thing of what can you see? Or like whenever you're
Yeah.
over by the Walt Disney Presents thing, you can see Tower of Terror, and it's like a great shot of things lining up. Those are the things I look for that most people aren't gonna talk about. Just walking around the park,
Mm-hmm.
many people is like it's a waste of time. You could be on this and going on that. It's are you having
That's
fun?
not
Are
what
you
Disney's
enjoying
all about.
yourself? Yeah, you're getting it. You have to get into the story, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what the details that Disney brings up with in the architecture. That's what makes it Disney. It makes it so great.
Right.
It's the storytelling.
It's not just a theme park.
Exactly. It went beyond, Disney was the first thing that took amusement parks and made a theme park.
Right.
But Disney now goes beyond just a theme park. Because
Yes.
there are theme parks that, oh, look, here's, I don't want to disparage any theme parks out there, but I don't think there's ever a Smurfland. So let's just use Smurfs. Here's
Smurf.
Smurfland, and it sort of has like the mushroom things, but the paint's peeling on it and it's not so well
Right.
done.
Disney
And
makes sure that they keep everything up to date and well maintained on top of it. Like it's all you're in that land as if you were really there.
now Universal does a fabulous job
Oh,
with
yes.
the Harry Potter, Wizarding World of Harry Potter and everything,
Hmm.
that you really feel like you're in it too.
Hmm.
Um, but there are other amusement parks out there that sort of you recognize that you're sort of in land because they told you're in your land, so then you're looking for it. But
Right, but it's not
it,
immersive to the point that Disney and Universal have
yeah, if you didn't know
perfected.
you're walking in, yeah, if you don't know you're walking into Galaxy's Edge, you recognize that you're in a Star Wars universe. Or if you don't
Correct.
know you're walking into Wizarding World of Harry Potter, oh, this is Harry Potter. Or same thing with Toy Story Land or out in Disney California Adventure going into Cars Land. It's like there you don't need a sign to realize what's going on.
Correct.
So, but speaking of Toy Story Land, Toy Story Mania, or out
Yes.
in Disney California Adventure, Toy Story Midway Mania.
Yes. So even as popular as that ride is, there is an underrated aspect because they've added the games. They've rotated the games so that each time you play, you get new games, which is a nice feature. So,
And if you are competitive, either just against yourself or with others,
yeah,
you can go on this again and again and again and
we can
again.
do it
And
again and again and again and again and again and again and again.
the one downside is your arm can get tired. So
Oh,
be
yes.
careful. Don't necessarily ride it in or consecutively take a rest and come back.
Oh, we ride it in a row.
Oh yeah, you still do, but you should, if you want come back later when you can actually, your arm goes numb from pulling that little trigger so many times.
Right.
Don't worry about your accuracy. You just go for points.
Just
Pull
go
that
for
thing as
points.
yeah.
Just, yeah.
Go for the high, if you ride it more, it's like, okay, I know the 5,000 point plate is coming in now. And
And
so,
those are the ones you aim for.
of course. Now we talked about Star Wars. Now Star
Mm,
Tours, the adventures continue.
Star Tours. Yeah, there was one very memorable vacation when my sibling and I rode that. I think we lost track at 14 rides in a row because there was nobody in line. So we just, the cast members like just go around the corner and don't get in the line again and just come back. And my parents sat on the bench outside the exit and just watched us go back and forth and round 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 again.
And the nice thing about this is there's repeated it's repeatability,
Yeah,
ride repeatability on this that you
because now
get
there's new scenes and they're
the
changing the scenes every time and adding new scenes from all of the new movies and the TV shows and the different characters get into it, you know? So it's all
and
new.
there's different it's different ride combinations too of they have the beginning, the initial start, then there's your
Mm.
first planet, then there's the hologram that comes to talk to you about the rebel spy. Speaking of which, I was a rebel spy once and so was
My
my
father
daughter.
was
So,
last time.
yes.
He was not paying attention. I was like, come
There's a
on,
different
dude.
there's a second planet, then there's an ending. And so with those
Yes.
different combinations, now they're supposed to be random each time, but I think that they have like a different I think there's six different vehicles you can get on. I think they
Yes.
set up a different combination for each vehicle each day because we've gone like to
Yes.
the same theater, vehicle, whatever, and it's been the same one.
Yeah, I've gotten the same one a couple last couple times because I've gotten into the same theater. So I think they set it up that way.
That's a
But
little disappointing whenever,
it
it's
is.
so easy to make it more random, but
Yeah.
still you have that little bit of you can get something different even if you're going on it just twice in a row. So
Mhm.
I think I've collected them all eventually. Not all, all combinations, but I think I've done every possible one, at least up to our last trip that was available at
Mhm.
some point,
And then they're going to add new ones. So now you just have
and
to
then
wait.
more. So you got darn. And
Oh,
now I think the opening of Galaxy's Edge really has helped Star Tours because it's not as
yes.
popular because people are going towards the newer attractions in there. And so it gets kind of, you know, pushed aside, and especially, oh, it's an old one. Oh, we've done that before. But
Yeah.
I still like walking through the Ewok forest and seeing the
Mm-hmm.
AT-AT out front and also the, like the footprint that it leaves,
Right.
another attention to detail.
Mm-hmm.
And, if there is a little bit of a line, seeing the video that they're showing
Right.
that shows all the the different places in Arabish. And it's like, reminds me of being in an airport. So it has like that
Right.
energy
That's,
and
yeah,
excitement of we're going on a trip type thing,
that's what it is. Yeah.
without having to go through security and taking your shoes off and stuff. So it's even better. No
Taking out
lost
your
luggage.
liquids. Yeah. Less luggage.
And and probably the best part of Star Tours is the baggage checker.
Oh,
Is
God,
it
yes.
Rex? That I sometimes hope to be in front of him for I don't mind a longer line when we're in front of him because
Right.
his little jokes and everything, oh, they're hilarious. So yeah, I
Although I
want to
always
get
have to take a visit over to Oga's Cantina and visit our old friend from the old version.
oh yeah, the original
Did
Starship
you know
Captain.
that there's a Spotify playlist?
Yes. So you can listen to him.
You can listen to him DJ all day. I love it.
Oh yeah, there's Spotify playlists for everything now.
I'm very
So
happy that they found him a new home when he was no longer driving.
yeah, he didn't have to retire. He found another job.
Yep.
So now I would say Oga's Cantina, it's not overrated. It's
No,
awesome and
it
people
is
know
very
it's
awesome.
awesome. So it's still awesome, but it's people know about it.
Yeah.
But seeing the what was his name was Rex, right? That he's
Hmm.
the DJ Rex. That seeing him, that's it just adds to it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, not too far from there, for the first time in forever, a Frozen sing along.
Oh God, the Frozen sing along is just, it's so much fun.
I think I called it Frozen Ever After in one of the earlier podcasts. So whatever.
Oh, well, that's the
We'll take
right
that in.
Epcot.
Yeah.
Yes, for the
We'll
first time in forever.
the royal historians.
Oh,
Uh it's fun to go and just listen to them, but it's even better if you have young kids who are really into it because the historians who are up there in Anna and Elsa and the other ones who are up there, later at different times, they
mm-hmm.
really get into the audience participation
They
and
do.
interacting with the audience and playing to them.
And they're
And
so
this
funny.
this is one of the great things about live theater production. Not as it's actually a play or a musical, but having that live interaction in, you know, a an ad lib every once in a while, or
Yes.
just a facial expression or something else, or there's a reaction from the guests who are in the audience that they'll play off of. And oh, they do such a fabulous job that I don't mind whenever my daughter says, "Can we do the Frozen thing again?"
Right?
Sure.
Because at least it's a new show because they are changing the show every time because it's always a different comment.
And it's kind of like the old Looney Tunes cartoons and the Merry
Yes.
Melodies, that it was funny watching, the Roadrunner and the Coyote stuff whenever I was little with the slapstick humor and, the coyote falling off cliffs and everything. But later on, whenever you get older, and like Bugs Bunny, you see, oh, he's impersonating Teddy Roosevelt there. I get
Right?
that reference. And so there's adult humor built in there that it plays on several levels, which is another great
Yes,
thing. Like even Disney cartoons, that they have
they
that
do.
adult element that adults will find entertaining as well as
Right?
kids. Now, jumping over to Animal Kingdom, Feathered Friends in Flight.
Yes.
It's there's you can usually pretty much get in. You know, you can get there early if you want to get a specific seat, but if you just want to get into it, you can usually walk up at the last minute.
Mm-hmm.
And the jokes and the interplay between the two hosts and like the animal handlers. And, well, there's more than a couple other ones who were coming to the little bird tricks that they do. Audience participation again is, I remember when this was,
Yes.
like 15 years ago, when my sister went with her family and my brother-in-law got picked to hold up the dollar bill
Mm.
and have the bird come and take it.
And take it. Yeah.
It's like, all right, does anyone have a 20?
Right? And then the other thing that I think is a little underrated in Animal Kingdom, the Wilderness Explorers program. So if you have a child, boy or girl, but it's kind of Boy Scout-ish, where they have tasks that you can complete throughout Animal Kingdom. They're geared towards kids, but adults can have fun too. And you can get stickers for a book and become a wilderness explorer, like Russell in Up. I just think it's cute. So we did it. We haven't finished our book. We have to go back and finish it this year. But Henry really enjoyed it because they have a lot of little things that, and even things that, like, I've explored all of Animal Kingdom pretty thoroughly, and there were little spots and things that I learned about Animal Kingdom that I had either forgotten were there or didn't know that were there. So it was definitely worth going through.
And Animal Kingdom is another one of the ones, another part of, especially in Animal Kingdom, with just walking around and looking at things
There's so
like
many little
Pandora.
details that are hidden and tucked away and just it's so immersive and there's so many tiny little details that unless you know what to look for, you would miss if you didn't know that they were there.
And if you've ever traveled abroad, like we have, it was kind of like on our honeymoon, whenever my wife and I got married, that we went to Thailand and we went to Phuket.
Mm,
And one of the things we noticed was, like, and she's from Indonesia, it happens there too, that the buildings is kind of like a concrete prefab thing. And if they're a little bit older, hot, humid, jungle climate, that they gets like the mildew and a little bit, discoloration on the buildings.
Yes.
and like the power lines, it there was like a tangled mess of power lines going into a building and like a big spool or spiral of extra cable that was there. That they
Mm.
have those aspects in the
Yes.
Asia area and the, also somewhat in the Africa area that it's those little things of if you ever been to these countries that you're walking through, it's like, yeah, I'm there. That it really
Mm-hmm.
puts you into one of those places.
Yes.
So I am just again the nuances, looking down on the ground and seeing the like tire tracks going through the
And the
concrete
bike
like it's
track
mud.
going through and animal prints that are, like a paw print track.
Yeah,
It's just, it's
bird
wonderful.
footprints. Yeah,
Birds, yeah. And there's always birds wandering around.
yeah, that too.
So,
Just please
like, if
don't
you
feed
were
them.
really out in Africa, you would see cranes just out among the houses.
And even just looking at the tree of life and finding
Hmm.
all the, well, try and find as many of the animals you can on there.
Heartland, yes.
It's a great way to spend time and be entertained, and
Yeah. It's a beautiful
especially if
piece of
you're an
artwork.
animal lover.
Yeah.
Now, outside of the parks, the Skyliner and the
Yes.
monorail.
Any of the transportation, really.
Yeah, the ferry boats and the ferry boat captains,
Hmm.
or and even the crew that help you get on board and everything, or who are waiting. We were waiting for the ferry one morning to go to Magic Kingdom, and the one cast member he had a paper bag, just like a brown paper bag, and what he was showing the kids who were up front was his invisible ball trick. That he had a little invisible ball that he was throwing up in the air, and he was catching in the bag. Then he'd reach in, he'd throw it up again, and he'd like catch it behind his back. And whenever the ball, basically the way he was holding it, he would then flick the bag with his finger as the ball landed in. So it made that noise and it jerked a bit. And so, but these kids were mesmerized. Like, can I try it? Where's this? Can I hold the ball? What? And he was like, all right, it's real light. You can hardly feel it. Throw it up. And then he was so.
Yep.
I mean, just great, great personality, great entertainment.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, the Skyliner in particular, seeing the views all over Walt Disney World. You can
Yeah.
see all the parks and you can see these hotels. Like you can see Magic Kingdom way off in the distance.
Hmm.
You can see Animal Kingdom. Even though you don't go near Animal Kingdom or Magic Kingdom, you can
You
still
can still
see
see
them
them.
and
Right.
get some unique views of, oh, there's the other side of Expedition Everest.
Right. And then the monorail, like you can go through the hotels, but you also get to see, like if you take the connecting to Epcot, I always love to take that one in because you go through and around Epcot until you come in. So like especially during Flower and Garden Festival, you get that bird's eye view of the festival before you come in and dock to walk into Epcot. It's just a different viewpoint, and I always
Yeah, and
love
being
it.
able to see Spaceship Earth from
Mm,
higher
from
up
higher up.
and to be able to look at the pavilions from a higher altitude, like see the top of it and looking down on it and to see the spacing of it and to see now the Walt statue from a little
Mm,
bit of a distance. And even just the excitement of you're coming along and then you see Spaceship Earth kind of behind the trees and then it
yeah.
just
The
opens up to you.
anticipatory.
Yeah, the excitement that it builds there. That's one of the biggest things.
Yeah.
But yeah, and going through the contemporary,
That's
that will
always fun
always
because
be
you're
a
going
favorite.
directly through the center of the hotel.
And I remember going there that we stayed there when I was like 8 years old and just, 8-year-old me. Wait,
Mm,
there's like this train that's in the sky that goes through the hotel.
right?
It's like, that is the greatest thing ever. Being the science and technology nerd I was at the time and still am, it was just, something I hadn't seen. It's like, you can do that. So, and even just seeing the Magic Kingdom, whether it's from a distance when you're farther away or
Yeah,
getting close and coming right up front, and seeing like the Seven Seas Lagoon and the hotels from a distance, and like even the Grand Floridian, seeing that from across the Seven Seas
is
Lagoon and how
beautiful.
big that is,
Yeah, you don't realize just how massive and expansive some of the hotels are.
and with the white, the white
Mm,
facade and the red roof, and if you get it with the sun in the right spot, like
yeah.
the magic hour type thing.
And I love
Oh
seeing it
my
at night
gosh.
when it's all lit up
Oh,
from,
that too.
that's pretty too.
Yeah, and then just resort hopping in general.
Hmm.
I know people talk about, oh yeah, you can do this, you can do that, but still,
You get to explore and you get to see like when you come back which resort you want to go and stay at.
and there's no
Get a little
lines.
taste. And there's no
Uh,
lines. Yeah.
Speaking of a little bit of a taste, there's so many restaurants there too that's one of my wife's favorite things of going to the Polynesian to Captain Cook's and getting the Thai meatballs.
Oh, and I love the nachos. Oh, those are my favorite.
They're like, whenever we are at Magic Kingdom, that's the thing of, okay, what are we gonna do for dinner? Well, we're whenever we leave the park, we're stopping at the Polynesian
Hmm.
and let's grab that. So whether we leave the park a little bit earlier, we have a little bit later of a dinner that night, or to have a snack earlier to tide us over, that's where we're gonna stop.
Yeah. And I tend to usually take a visit outside of the parks to one of the quick services because it gives you a little bit of a break from the parks during the day and you kind of regroup for going back.
Yeah, taking that little breather of you're so
Hmm.
much into it's the park, it's the park, it's the park. There's
You get
crowds,
a
we have to
little
run,
bit
we have
out
to
of the
run, we have to
crowds
run.
too.
Getting away, getting a little bit of peace and quiet, getting some
Hmm.
air conditioning on the monorail. Yeah, and plus the mobile order too for the
Yes.
quick service if it's offered at the little quick service you can go to in a restaurant
Hmm.
and in one of the hotels, definitely. Yeah, and even if you don't stay at them, it's just like, oh, I could totally see myself staying here.
Right?
And just like getting into the different themes of like the Riviera, you know,
Yeah.
gorgeous hotel to begin with, just walking around there and going to the Grand Floridian and seeing the lobby and making yourself feel opulent and
Hmm.
Jeeves, bring the car around, please.
Right. And there's one right in the front as you walk in, that beautiful Rolls Royce
Oh yeah, and then they have the piano that's in the lobby there and the birdcage elevator,
elevator. And then as you go out back, they have the wedding chapel.
and then there's a little lawn that you can play croquet on.
Hmm.
So we stayed there when we were younger. I think I was around 18ish. It was end of high school type thing that we had just a short stay there. Then we did a split stay. Then we went to one of the Disney Springs area hotels.
Hmm.
I it was called the I forget what it was called back then. It became the B Resort or the B
Hmm.
Hotel. I think they recently just changed it again. But it had the elevator on the outside, so we thought
Yeah.
that was amazing.
Right.
But I remember waiting to go check in at the Grand Floridian, and my dad went in line, and my three sisters and I were with my mom. We were sitting in the looking around at everything, sitting in the chairs, and it was like, can we use the elevator just to go up? We were just up and down in the elevator for a while.
Right.
Went up in the elevator, walked around the little mezzanine level
All
there,
the little shops. Yeah.
and that's the other thing of just going shopping at all these
I love the
places
shops at the resort hotels.
that they offer something special.
Hmm.
Often gear, the merch that's for that hotel. Get something
Hmm.
branded with Grand Floridian on it, and it just gives you the taste of, oh, yeah, there's that cute little Mickey plush that I'd like to get, and
Right.
then just bug your mom incessantly. Mom, can I get this? Mom, can I get this? Mom, can I get this?
Right. I always love going to the Polynesian because they have the little coconut Mickeys. Those are my
And
favorite.
it's at one of the hotels. I think it's the Polynesian that you get the coconut postcards.
Yes, you can nail a coconut.
You can get them also in Magic Kingdom at the Pirates of the Caribbean in the gift
Yes,
shop
but
right
you can
after that.
actually mail a coconut back to somebody at home.
And postage comes with the coconut when you buy it. So
Yes.
it's postage ready. So
Yeah.
you just have to address it and drop it in the mail and it can actually get shipped.
Hmm.
So unique little things you never thought you never knew
Right.
you could do.
Mm.
But
Maybe
yeah,
maybe that's what I'll do this year is I'll mail a coconut home to somebody.
I'll give you my address later on.
There you go.
And the other nice thing of not only just finding your next hotel you want to stay at for a Walt Disney World trip is that if you stayed at one of these hotels already, you get to reminisce and remember your last trip there.
Yeah.
Like I love going to the Yacht and Beach Club in the Boardwalk because I stayed there, several times, and I just love that area and I love the theming of the resorts to begin with.
Right.
But just walking around, it's like, yeah, Stormalong Bay. I remember spending hours there whenever we were younger and going on the
Hmm.
slide and the sandy bottom pool. And, they have a ping pong table set up out there by Hurricane Hannah's where you can eat. And it just brings back such great memories of, I've said this on here before as I'm getting choked up. Too
Right.
much talking today. But there's something about the Yacht and Beach Club, especially the Beach Club, that it screams, and even the boardwalk, that it screams, here's a vacation, that you're used to the
Yes.
beach vacation with the boardwalk or the marina by it and all that nautical whole, atmosphere and feeling. And so you're going to Disney, which is amazing, but then your
You're also
hotel
getting that resort
it's
stay.
themed to that beach vacation thing. So it's a
Hmm.
vacation within a vacation, and the whole thing just screams, this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
Plus the smells of Cape May Cafe right there, whether it's for the character breakfast or later on with the clam bake and just the
Right.
the tinking of the silverware in there. That it's like, yes, this
This
is
is,
special.
yes. Well, and I love that each of the resorts, like they pipe in specific scents so that it matches the theme. Like I've gone to like Bath and Body Works and there's specific candles that people will talk about online that's like this one smells like the Polynesian and this one smells like the Yacht Club and this one smells like the Pirates of the Caribbean and like there's those things bring your memories back, you know, that
And there
just it and there's companies now that actually like there's Disney scent companies that sell candles and wax melts and essential oils to smell like your favorite resort or ride or food also, just saying.
well, and that's actually another thing is that you can read about Walt Disney World, and you can watch documentaries on it, and you can hear us talk about it. But there's something about being there, and this was
Yes.
in the movie Good Will Hunting, where
Hmm.
Robin Williams, psychologist or psychiatrist character is talking to the Matt Damon Will character
Hmm.
of, you can tell me all about the Sistine Chapel and what's there and when it was built and when it was painted and all that stuff, but do you know what it smells like?
Right.
And if you Pirates of the Caribbean has a distinct smell.
It's the bromine. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's stuff. And there is actually, speaking of psychology, that there are studies that, the senses really link to your memory
Correct.
of, like everyone has that smell of whatever food that your grandma used to make or your grandma's
Hmm.
perfume, or, okay, this reminds me of the Christmas tree scent of whenever we, at my
Yes.
parents' house growing up and
Or
stuff
like
like
we
that.
have
So
certain cookie recipes that like I know it's not quite right because there's an ingredient missing because it doesn't smell the exact right way that it was because you can't find lard anywhere in this area. You got to use Crisco. It's not quite the same, let me tell you. But yeah, it's all about those experiences, you know.
yeah, and so there was a bit of our favorite stuff to do that is
That's
not normally high up on most people's lists.
it's not on the regular path,
But, of course, Space Mountain's awesome and Thunder Mountain Railroad's awesome and
right?
Slinky Dog Dash and Rise of the Resistance and all that.
are
But you
great.
expect that. Here's things that they're the Aladdins of Walt Disney World. They're the diamonds in the rough, the hidden
Yes.
gems.
It's a good way to put it.
So Amanda, your travel tip for the day.
Mm. Take the path less traveled. That's always a good tip, whether it's Disney or otherwise. You're going to have your vacation is yours alone, and you can make your vacation however you want to make it. And these little things, I have found the best memories on my vacation were never the big attractions or the things that you plan for months. It's always those tiny little moments are going to be the ones that make the most memorable experiences for you.
And now Amanda's getting very philosophical on us.
Always.
There's so much truth in that, that there's little things of it's not going on this attraction with my daughter that's the thing that's most memorable. It's the time that we were sitting quietly on a bench, eating a Mickey bar or something that,
Mm-hmm.
just those little quiet moments where you get to sit back and reflect but they make a strong impression on you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. My travel tip's going to go sort of along those lines is that beauty's in the eye of the beholder. That just because something has been given good reviews online or from other people or it's recommended, whatever, it doesn't mean you're going to like it. That there are many attractions at Walt Disney World and other places too that people rave about that I'm fairly indifferent towards.
Mm.
It's like, oh, this is the great, it's so awesome. We did this. Like, yeah, it was okay.
Right.
And you know, beyond the quantitative data of what people tend to like, try to find qualitative data describing why people like it.
And can we all tell that Matt is a math teacher?
Uh, but that's the type of thing. And it's not just what is happening, why is it happening, or why do you
Yes.
like it? That can tell you a whole lot more. And this is why also using a travel advisor can come in handy. That we
Mm-hmm.
can give you these details about the attractions that you don't get in all places. Of
Right.
it's like okay, it's not just oh you definitely have to do this attraction. It's okay, what do you like? How many people are going? What are their ages?
What do you
Oh, I'm
like
taking my
about
3-year-old. Okay, you're not
vacation?
going
Well,
to
you're
do
not going to do a
Tron.
roller coaster. Yeah.
Or, if you might want to try a roller coaster, okay, they're a little bit taller one or they're a bit adventurous. Okay, here's one you
Mm-hmm.
could do. Here's a little bit one you can ease them in on.
Right.
They're kind of skittish on roller coasters. Okay, try Slinky Dog Dash. It's very smooth. It's really
Mm-hmm.
nice. They don't like, jerky rides. Stay away from Space Mountain then, even though it's one of the ones that I'll go on each time if I get a chance.
Right.
There's the good and the bad to it. There's a lot more than just here's this is top rated doesn't mean it's gonna be top rated for you.
Right.
So, but yeah, I that's one of the fun things about travel planning of helping to help someone with their vacation of you just get live like vicariously each time you're explaining it to them. Oh, and it's like
Yes.
this and it's like that and I had a couple that was going with their uh, two kids, and their parents were also coming, but their parents had mobility issues. So it's like, okay, they're
Mm.
not going to do this. Okay, they were like Epcot. All right, so let's plan a day for here, and don't worry about the kids because they could do this, this, and the other thing. And this they really like this character. Okay, make sure you hit this thing.
Right.
So
It's all personalized.
yes, there's no such thing as the standard boilerplate Disney trip. Every
No.
single one is different.
Right. There's no one size fits all.
And even for me, that our first trip to Disneyland was different than our next trip to Walt Disney World
Right.
because our daughter was bigger, and then our next trip to
Older.
Walt Disney World because she could do more things. And then this upcoming trip,
Mm-hmm.
she'll be able to do more things. And she knows what she likes best and which one she didn't really care for. And she's outgrowing this little thing here that we don't
Yes.
have to go on. We'll go on the carousel, but we're not going to go on it 10 times in a row.
Right.
Thankfully for me, because, okay, motion sickness.
Although I do like the carousel.
I like the carousel, just not 10 times in a row. So, if you have a destination or an experience that you'd like to have us discuss on the Where Yinz Goin podcast, or if you'd like to share your favorite destination or have a travel tip, feel free to contact me. I'd love to hear your feedback and ideas. Amanda, how can people get a hold of you?
I am on social media on Facebook and Instagram at Dreams by Design Travel with Amanda, or I can be reached by email amanda@dreamsbydesigntravel.com.
Here at the podcast, we are on Facebook and X at Where Yinz Goin, Yinz Yinz, Goin Goin with the apostrophe. All this information's in the episode description. So if you want to contact us to book a trip or have any questions, you know how to find us. You don't have to have that written down or have to have a good memory for it. Please like, follow, subscribe, leave a review, tell a friend. If you like what you heard, let others know. And of course, you definitely liked what you heard, right? So,
Well, of course,
it's me and Amanda talking. So, yeah.
always.
Amanda, it's been fabulous. I can't wait till the next time you come on for lucky number 13.
Yeah.
So, everyone else, please join us next time. We're not Nat. We'll see you later.